Evelyn lived in a world painted in shades of grey. Eldoria, her city, thrummed with the quiet hum of routine. Every morning she watched the sun lift over concrete towers, spilling weak sunlight onto her cold coffee. Her life ticked by like the second hand of the clock in her small, neat kitchen, predictable, relentless, monotonous. She worked as an accountant, a job that demanded precision but offered no surprises. Evenings found her tracing the same path home, her footsteps echoing in the empty alleyways. The city, with its endless rows of sombre buildings, mirrored her inner desolation, a landscape of unfulfilled dreams and stifled desires. The silence of her apartment was punctuated only by the creaking of the old pipes and the occasional laughter from the television. These sounds seemed to mock her solitary existence. At night, the city's lights blinked like distant stars, unreachable and cold, as if highlighting her isolation from the vibrant lives she imagined others led. One languid evening, as Evelyn sipped her lukewarm tea, a reckless thought struck her. What if she could disrupt the monotony? The idea of orchestrating her own robbery began as a fleeting fantasy. Yet the more she pondered, the more the plan took shape in her mind, morphing into a potential escape from her colourless reality. She began to plot with meticulous care, her days suddenly filled with a secret excitement. She researched, planned, and envisioned every detail. The act of planning was thrilling, an adrenaline rush she hadn't felt in years. It was as if she was sketching a doorway to a new life, each detail a stroke of possibility. As the day of the robbery approached, Evelyn felt a mix of terror and exhilaration. It was a paradoxical blend of feeling alive yet stepping into the abyss. This was her script, her drama. She wasn't just breaking the law, she was breaking free from an invisible prison. The city, once a backdrop to her grey life, now pulsed around her with dark possibilities. The aftermath of that night was less about the robbery and more about rebirth. Evelyn woke the next day to a world that seemed to shimmer with new colours. She had done something unimaginable, and while the act itself was a crime, it had unleashed something vital within her. Eldoria no longer felt like a prison, but a stage on which she could write her own story. She found that with her bold act, she had not only changed her circumstances, but also her perception of herself. No longer just an accountant, she was now a protagonist in her own life. This shift brought new opportunities and new challenges, but Evelyn faced them with a vigour that had been absent in her previous life. Reflections on that night showed Evelyn that sometimes to break the chains of monotony, one must take drastic measures. Her life was now a tapestry of experiences, coloured with risks and rewards. Eldoria, with its stark buildings and whispered secrets, had become an ally in her journey of self-discovery. She had not just escaped from something, she had escaped to something, a life of her own making.